Hello and welcome to Greek Verse a Day. Today we are dealing with the second half of Revelation 1:1, namely Revelation 1:1b. As always, I encourage you to have your Greek New Testament with you, the Reader's Edition, and to work from this rather than working from the screen. So think of this as the place where you are working from, and the screen is the place where you're getting information from me. So as always, we'll read the text together, and then we'll read it through twice, one time slowly, the second time a little bit faster, and then I will give you some space to work on the text yourself before I provide you some information. So let's go ahead and read. Kai eseimanein apostelos dia tu angelou autou to doulo autou ioane. That one's a little hard. Let's say it again. Ioane. So we're pronouncing all three of these vowels separately from one another. Ioane. And this time a little bit faster here. Kai eseimanen apostelos dia tu angelou autou to doulo autou ioane. So I'm going to give you just a little bit here. Go ahead and pause the video and see what you can make of these, of this second half of the verse. You might be able to make sense of most of it based on the helps in the Reader's Edition, or you might be able to make sense of only a few words. Either one is fine. So go ahead and pause, and when you unpause, I'll be here to walk us through the sentence. All right, the first thing we need to do as we walk through this sentence is not actually start with this sentence, but look back in the context, because this verb right here, this is going to be an indicative verb, but the object of this verb and the subject of this verb, namely the subject, who is doing the action of the verb, and the object, who it is being done to, are in the previous context of the sentence. And so previously we saw that God was showing his servants what has to happen soon. And so God, once again, ha theos, if you're looking back in your Greek Reader's Edition, is the subject of this verb here. So God is going to be doing something. And our verb here, you have a note in it in your Reader's Edition of the Greek New Testament. It's going to be an aorist, active, indicative, third person singular from seimino, which the gloss or the definition that you're given here in the Reader's Edition is to make known. So God made known, and what God made known is also the object of this verb is also given in the previous context. What God made known was the things that were about to happen. So if you're looking back in your text here, it's the relative pronoun that begins with ha, or the phrase there that begins with ha de genesthai in take. So remember in our last video, we said this means what is necessary to happen soon or quickly. So God revealed, or God made known, what was necessary to happen quickly. And then our next word in the sentence is going to give us information about how God did this action. So once again, with this word, you have a note in your Reader's Edition of the Greek New Testament, and it tells you that this is an aorist active participle, a nominative masculine singular. So it's matching back up with ha theos, with God as a nominative masculine singular. So God is doing this action of the participle. And remember, a participle relates to an indicative verb and tells us the circumstances under which a verb happened when the participle is adverbial. So in this case, we have an adverbial participle, not an adjectival participle, which would normally have the definite article before it. No definite article here, which is our strong hint that we have an adverbial participle, and it's going to tell us the circumstances under which the making known of what has to happen or what is about to happen. It gives us more information about that. So this is sending. It's from apostello. And notice we don't have a sigma here, that we would normally sort of think of a sauce as the aorist active, indicative, nominative, masculine, singular participle. And the reason we don't have the sigma here is because this is a certain kind of verb that ends, its stem ends with a lambda. Can you remember verbs whose stem end in mu, nu, rho, or lambda are called, I call them mineral verbs. And they are also called liquid verbs. I use mineral because mineral, water, liquid verbs. And the peculiar thing about liquid verbs is that these letters don't like to have a sigma after it. So they'll refuse to take a sigma of the future tense or of the aorist tense, and then different changes will happen. In this case, the stem vowel has lengthened. So that's why we don't have the sigma here, is because apostello is a mineral or liquid verb. In any case, so God made known sending, or by sending. We would call this a causal participle. By sending dia tu angelou autou. So we have a prepositional phrase here. Notice that dia takes the genitive after it to mean through. So through his angel. So he sent the things that have to happen, the object of this verb, through his angel, to doulo autou. We have here an indirect object, to in the dative case, to his servant Ioane, and this is the name of the servant, namely John. Notice how it's also in the dative case. This is what is called apposition, where Greek will put two words next to each other in the same case, and the second word is giving us more information about the first word. So in this case, Ioane is in apposition to to doulo, giving us more information about the slave or the servant, namely that his name is John. So to put the second half of Revelation 1:1 back together here, and I'm going to include the subject and the object from what previously came in Revelation 1:1. And God made known what must take place soon by sending through his angel to his servant John.